Good evening. Happy Saturday. I want to talk about decision fatigue tonight, and not just I'm a Gemini and I can't make up my mind fatigue, actual true decision fatigue, which is defined as, let me read it here, refers to the deteriorating quality of decisions made by an individual after a long session of decision making. In other words, you can't make your mind up about something. So it can happen for many, many reasons. As we go through the day, we've made so many decisions that we find it hard to make more, which has a lot to do with ego. It has a lot to do with willpower, has a lot to do with just being tired, things that affect it, like switching tasks a lot during the day. Maybe you've made too many decisions. Example, I was invited out somewhere last week and I was asked where I wanted to go. And I went, you know what? No, you decide. I've made enough. You get to decide this lot. You might have worked too long. Your willpower's just drained, so you're finding it really, really hard to make decisions. So there's many ways, things you can do to actually help yourself and to combat decision fatigue and make it easier to get through the day and actually have space to make the important decisions rather than the stupid little ones. No, I shouldn't say stupid little ones. You know, the microscopic ones. Full cream milk, skim milk in your coffee, that kind of thing. So a few of the things you can do is simplify your life, especially with things like clothes and food. So food preparation, like it might be boring as batshit to some people, but there are many really, really incredibly successful people out there that swear by wearing the same thing every day, eating the same things for certain meals. I remember reading a book, probably one of my very first Australian written books, and he talked about how he went to a coffee shop every morning and they had his juice ready and his breakfast ready waiting for him every time he got in there. He didn't have to make the decision and it set him up for the day. So that's a good thing. We all know the famous stories of Steve Jobs, Mark Zuckerberg, Obama, all wearing the same things every day. There's been a few women that have done it as well. I actually like choosing what I'm going to wear, so I'm not going to simplify that one. But I do simplify, especially if I'm working food stuff. Plan decision making for your non-peak time. For your peak times. So I'm a morning person. So if I can make a decision like 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 8 a.m., ba-bang, it's done. If you want me to make a decision at 8 o'clock at night, not going to happen. I'm going to make stupid decisions. I'm going to be like scrolling Facebook or making bad online shopping judgment calls, getting dresses too small, that kind of stuff. So don't do that. Sunday night's a really good time, especially to planning out your week and making big decisions that you can see are going to happen during the week. Get them done then. Stick to your to-do list. So you're not going, what do I need to do now? What do I need to do now? Because every time you switch tasks like that, you are limiting your decision-making abilities. You're draining that willpower. So stick to like 5 things on your to-do list. Limit your options when you are making a decision. So there's a pet peeve of mine when people say, oh, I've got 4 choices. No, you don't have 4 choices. You've got 4 options and you get to make 1 choice. So when you are with those decisions, limit those options. Like keep them 5 max, I reckon, when you're doing things. Schedule your life. If your life is scheduled, easy to make decisions. 11 a.m. I got to do this. 12 p.m. I got to do this. It's not scheduled. I'm like, oh, should I go get my nails done now? Oh, should I go to lunch? Oh, I can't make up my mind. Do I want to drink? I don't know. Schedule. Delegate where you can. If you can delegate a decision, bang, makes it easier. If you've got a PA, a VA, a family member, your kids, your partner, they can make a decision for you, go for it. Routines are really, really important with this kind of thing as well. So if you get up at the same time, breakfast at the same time, gym at the same time, get in the car at the same time, all that kind of thing, sounds boring, but then when it's not. Because then when you've got a decision to make, you've got that capacity in there to actually make it. So it's not boring. Check in when you do have to make a decision. Like I'm a Gemini, so I find it really, neither of my personalities can make up their mind most of the time. But I find sometimes if I've got a big decision, I am having difficulties, check in with myself. Am I thirsty? Am I tired? Am I hungry? Am I grumpy? Do I have PMT? Am I a bit bored? Any of those things will actually affect your decision-making abilities. Let go of perfection. If you're trying to make the perfect decision, chances are it's not going to happen. You're going to make the best decision for you or for the person you're making the decision for at that particular time. So let go of that perfect thing, makes it a lot easier. And on that, trust your gut, because your gut's going to know. So It might not be perfect, but it's going to be the best option. And if you're feeling it in here, like whether it's your stomach, your heart, whatever, you know. Funny story, years ago, I was couldn't decide what to eat at a restaurant. And this woman in America, I was in New York, and she said to me, do a Kegel. And I was like, okay. She said, what you got to do is think of the 2 meals you're thinking about. Do a Kegel with each one, and whichever one the Kegel felt better, that's the right choice. So boys, you can't do that. But girls, do a Kegel and make a decision. Stupid. Book in downtime. Because we all get fatigued, not just with decisions. So take a weekend off. Take an afternoon off. Go have a massage. Go have a spa. Chill out with Netflix. Just let your brain just go bare. When you get that recharge, the decisions will be easier to make again. Set yourself deadlines for decisions. If you know you've got to decide on something, it's got to be done by 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock, Friday, whatever it is. Set that deadline and stick to it. If it's a wishy-washy, I've got to decide at some point where I want to live. No, you've got to decide on Thursday. Again, makes it easier. Be careful of late night decisions. I touched on this a little bit earlier. Like it's 9 o'clock now. If I start making decisions now, chances are they're going to be crap because it's not my peak functioning time. At this time of night, my decision making process is what kind of herbal tea? Do I have a bath or not have a bath? And do I read my book when I go to bed? That's about it. So that's a little bit from me on decision fatigue and how to combat it, because I know even kids suffer from it. Like teenagers have decision fatigue. We all do. We're so switched on all the time, and it's with making choices. Do I flick on this app? Do I look at this? I was about to flick my phone, but it's here. And those constant decisions are just killing us. Really, really slowing our psyche. So take it easy. Be kind to yourself. Trust your gut, and only make decisions at the best time. Night, night.